Hi everyone, welcome to the Facebook Live thing. Somebody said to me tutorial, so maybe this is a tutorial. So the theme of the week is about information flow. And generally when we talk about information flow in organizations, you'll think of an internal communication strategy, or you'll think of some sort of a system that will support information to move through. But I actually wanted to take a little bit of a different angle to this. That I wanted to share with you. And I came across this really cool way of looking at how you remember that thing that Stephen Covey did years ago, the emotional bank account, and how you deposit into relationships. There's another guy, no, I can't remember his name, but he talks about bidding. So what you basically do is you put yourself out there. You go and you say, okay, Sunny, so I think we should maybe go for lunch. And by putting yourself out there and saying, I'm inviting you to lunch, and in the way that I'm doing, I'm sort of stepping out of my comfort zone into the space where I'm being vulnerable and I'm expecting you to respond in a way. And he talks about different ways of responding to it. One can just be full on, oh, no man, I'm not hungry. Or one could be, I'd love that, but just not now. And one could be just ignoring it. So he talks about moving away from and moving towards the bid. And what I wanted to just put out there today is to say, maybe we've got to be more attuned to how people are bidding. Because some people are very insecure and they're very, they hate vulnerability. So their way of bidding will be far more sort of, nah, but actually they're crying out for attention and they're crying out for engagement and just being seen like everybody else. We all want to be seen. We all want to be acknowledged. We all want to be part of something. So what I wanted to say to you guys and girls, put yourself out there, be brave, be open to it. Be open to some people are trying to connect with you, even though they might not have the right language or the right lingo. And I know I'm super sensitive, and I know most girls are super sensitive. And often, you might literally just say, nah, I'm not hungry, meaning, really, I love you dearly, but I rather want to sit here and watch my sport, or I want to read my book. And that other person feels rejected because you did not go there with them. Okay, so that's what I wanted to say there. So this is the one angle that I wanted to approach. The other angle that I wanted to approach, the whole information flow thing, is about saying, so in the same way that money is meant to flow like water and you deposit, communication and love and caring for other people also should be flowing easily, and you should be aware, there's something coming my way and I'm sort of directing it backwards. Now, if you can imagine, in an organization, how do you make sure that people feel included, people feel seen, people feel part of stuff, people have belonging? And one of the ways that we know really creates a fantastic, healthy organization is by being more inclusive. And so I want to take a bit of a diversity angle on this. So diversity is such a hot topic, and people are so sensitive to it. And there are so many things that you need to consider. And I've been pondering a lot on this topic because we have this gender perception tool which talks about women. We're busy with this disability thing, and there's the race card that's coming up all the time, and all the issues with this Black Lives Matter story. And you know what, I had such a chat yesterday with Lilley that I work with, and she's blind, so she falls in the disability category. And we were talking about this, about what we need to do and how we're adapting the tool for the disabled market, etc. And I said to Lilley, I'm so sorry, but I don't have the right lingo. I don't know what is politically correct. And she said to you, no, but Mariheca, we hate it. We as disabled people hate it when people are trying so hard to be politically correct. She talked about, I think she called it otherwise abled. And she said that's absolute nonsense. I wanted to use a different word. But that's absolute nonsense. Actually, what we should be saying is just, we are disabled. And that's it. And it's okay. And you don't have to dance around the issue. It is what it is. And just be real about it. So just own your own biases, own what you came with, own with how you approach these different things. Now, I've shared a video clippy thingy about our roadmap case study. I think we shared it on Monday. And I thought it was very cute, and please go and have a look at it. But it basically shares the success that we've had around this issue, where people approached us and said, listen, there was a racial incident on site, and we really need you guys to come and do some diversity workshops with us. And I just said, no, you're welcome to pay me and waste your money for a diversity workshop, but we live in a country and in a world where we all know that people are different. So I'd much rather try to figure out what's really going on. And it's the same principle, as there's something going on the surface that's giving you the indication that something was not like it. It's like when I would say to you, your nose is running, so cut off your nose. It's not about that. So what you want to do is you want to say, okay, so what is really going on? And there's always a lack of inclusivity story. It might not be the truth. There's something deeper. It's like the iceberg. It's not just on the top. It's something much, much deeper. So what I wanted to say to you was, remember that people have always got this. They will always say yes to being wanted to be included, to want to participate. But when you test it, when you really test whether people are actually keen to be participating with the idea that they are going to be held accountable, which means that they need to take some responsibility, you'll find people just disappearing. So when you're testing this anonymously, what happens is initially when they do not feel seen, they would say, yes, I want to be included in the changes. I want to be asked my opinion. I want it, I want to be part of the decision making. The reality is, first of all, we're not equal. It's a myth. We can't all be part of decision making. It's not realistic. Okay, so we are not all going to be part of the decision making. We do not all have the skills. We do not have all the experience. We cannot do that. Okay. Secondly, if you think about inclusivity and the perception of being included, inclusivity means more. When people say they want to be included, they want to know what's going on. So it's about sharing information and flowing with the information and almost over communicating. And secondly, transparency. So put the stuff that you talk about, put it somewhere where everybody in the organization can see it. So don't hide information, don't hog it, let it flow, let it go. So if people feel, oh, you know what, Mr. CEO, I actually want to just tell you that you should have asked me for my opinion. You can say, okay, cool, that's fine. What's your opinion on something? But the point is, nobody will do that. But when they feel like they can have access to it and they can give their opinion, they'll calm down around the inclusivity. So that is very, very important. Okay, so there's a whole difference between being consulted. If you think about the RACI model as well, RACI stands for responsibility, accountability, being consulted and being informed. Remember what happens. So some people will say, I fully want to be taking responsibility. I want to be part of a team. I want to be part of a working group, and they're fully in there and they bring their energy in. How will you ever say no to that? How will you ever say no to somebody that's enthusiastic and positive and bringing innovative ideas? So of course they should be included. Then accountability goes with it, but then you've got the being consulted bit. And when you say, I want to be consulted, it means that you are going to be delivering on something, which means that you have a responsibility. So that person might shift to the I, which is the being informed bit. So often what people want is they just want to be included by feeling informed and knowing where they fit into their little blocky. Okay. So I just want to see, okay. So then the other thing that I quickly want to say to you is when we talk about information flow and when we talk about discussing different things with different people and you come from a different angle, what I want to challenge you on today is this. I want to challenge you on when you go into a conversation to do it with so much curiosity. So when you come in knowing that the person that you're talking to might say something that you didn't expect. They might say something that is absolutely out of your comfort zone. And then to say, yes, okay, yes, that's cool. That's an option. That's something I need to consider. That's something that I need to think about. So if you can train your mind not to come in with, no, I already know what I need to do, then ultimately you block that flow. So coming in with a yes, oh, okay, that's interesting. You immediately allow the information to flow. I hope this has been helpful, and I hope you're... Sorry, I added to answer a call. And I'll see you guys next week.